In God of War Ragnarok, we saw plenty of tension between Thor and Heimdall, two of Odin's most trusted enforcers. Heimdall mocked Thor constantly, and Thor clearly despised Heimdall's arrogance. These two seemed to be one insult away from tearing each other apart, yet they never actually fought in the game. But what if they did? Who would win in an all-out battle between the God of Thunder and the all-seeing Watchman? Would Thor's raw power and lightning attacks be too much, or would Heimdall's precognition and speed make him impossible to defeat? Let's break it down, starting with their individual strengths. First up, let's talk about Thor, the Destroyer, the Storm Incarnate, and Odin's most feared enforcer. In God of War Ragnarok, he is not just the drunk brute we initially meet, he is a god of pure destruction, and when he fights, the battlefield shakes. This version of Thor isn't the clean-cut hero from the Marvel movies. This is the real Norse mythological Thor, a massive, unstoppable juggernaut, feared even among the Aesir gods. Thor's biggest advantage is his pure, unmatched strength. The man doesn't just hit hard, he shatters mountains with his swings. In his fights against Kratos, he constantly overpowers him, sending the ghost of Sparta flying with single strikes. Keep in mind, Kratos is someone who has taken on titans of Greek mythology, and yet Thor slams him around like he is nothing. Against Heimdall, there's no doubt, if Thor lands even one clean hit, the fight is practically over. Heimdall might be fast, but dodging a god who swings with the force of a natural disaster, that's a different story. Thor isn't just strong, he wields Mjölnir, the most powerful weapon in Asgard. Unlike Kratos' Leviathan axe, which was made to counter it, Mjolnir was designed for destruction, devastating, and slaughter. This hammer isn't just heavy, it's indestructible, returns instantly when thrown, and carries enough force to crush gods. Against Heimdall, this will be a nightmare to deal with. Even if Heimdall dodges an initial swing, he would have to constantly be aware of the hammer flying back, and considering how fast Heimdall needs to react, dodging every attack without a single mistake would be nearly impossible. And let's not forget, Mjolnir is infused with Thor's lightning. Every string isn't just a physical attack, it's a thunderstorm in motion, meaning even near misses could stagger Heimdall or disrupt his precognition. Thor is more than just strong. He is an absolute tank. He doesn't dodge attacks because he doesn't need to. Where other gods might fall back to get defensive, Thor just keeps moving forward. In his fight against Kratos, he takes direct hits from the Leviathan axe, the Blades of Chaos, and even Spartan rage attacks and just laughs them off. He absorbs punishment that would kill most gods and keeps swinging. Against Heimdall, this is a massive problem. Heimdall's whole strategy is based on dodging and countering, but how do you counter an opponent that doesn't feel pain? Even if Heimdall landed a few good Bifrost strikes, they wouldn't slow Thor down. Thor isn't a precision fighter like Odin, he is a berserker. He fights with pure instincts, aggression, and overwhelming force. Unlike Kratos, he fights with discipline and tactics. Thor goes all in, never stopping, never backing down. This is important because Heimdall relies on reading his opponent's patterns, but Thor doesn't have a pattern. He fights chaotically, unpredictably, and relentlessly. Even if Heimdall dodges the first few attacks, he's going to have to keep dodging non-stop, and one mistake is all it takes. The second Heimdall mistimes a dodge, Mjolnir meets his skull. Another thing to consider is Thor's mindset. While Heimdall toys with his enemies, Thor wants to finish them. Heimdall's arrogance might lead him to drag out the fight, but Thor, he doesn't play games. If he sees an opening, he's taking it. While Heimdall is a manipulator who plays mind games, Thor is a straight-up executioner. Heimdall might dodge for a while, but the second he makes a single miscalculation, Thor will capitalize on it. So does that mean Thor have the advantage? Absolutely. Heimdall may be faster, more tactical, and capable of dodging most attacks, but Thor is too strong, too relentless, and too unpredictable. One hit from Mjölnir ends the fight. Heimdall may delay his fate for a while, but against the full fury of the God of Thunder, he simply wouldn't last. Now let's talk about Heimdall, the all-seeing watchman of the Aesir. While he may not have the brute strength of Thor, he possesses something far more dangerous: absolute awareness. He doesn't just react to attacks, he sees them coming before they even happen. That's right, he reads minds, predicts movements, and never lets an enemy touch him. Heimdall isn't just some glorified security guard for Asgard. He is Odin's most trusted enforcer, a god whose role is so crucial that he alone controls access to the realm. His ability to see threats before they happen makes him an invaluable weapon in Odin's arsenal. His greatest strength is precognition. Heimdall doesn't need speed because he doesn't have to dodge at the last second. He moves before the attack even begins. Every muzzle twitch, every subtle movement in an opponent's stance, he reads it all instantly. That is why at the start of his battle with Kratos, he was completely untouchable. And it's not just physical movement, he can literally hear thoughts. Before you even decide to swing your weapon, Heimdall already knows where it's going to land. That gives him an overwhelming advantage in a one-on-one duel. Heimdall doesn't have to be the fastest god, he just needs to be fast enough to stay ahead of his opponent's attacks. His reaction time is beyond human comprehension, making him one of the hardest opponents to hit in all of God of War Ragnarok. Even against Kratos, one of the most skilled and aggressive fighters in gaming history, Heimdall made dodging look effortless. He dodges axes, fists, and even Spartan rage-powered blows without breaking a sweat. If someone as lethal as Kratos couldn't land a hit, how would Thor? But Heimdall isn't just a runner, he fights back and he fights dirty. His combat abilities may not be as legendary as Thor's, but his Bifrost-infused strikes are incredibly lethal. When he does decide to attack, he punches and kicks inflicts Bifrost damage, a unique status effect that weakens an enemy's defenses and amplifies damage. The moment he stops dodging and goes on the offensive, he turns into a ruthless combatant. His speed, precision, and Bifrost enhanced power make him a serious threat, especially when he stops playing around. Heimdall isn't just a fighter, he's a master manipulator. He doesn't rely on brute force, he breaks his opponent's mentality before the fight even begins. He knows exactly what buttons to press to provoke rage, create mistakes, and gain the upper hand. He thrives on frustration. The angrier his opponents get, the sloppier they fight. And if there's one thing we know about Thor, is that he has a serious temper problem. So let's think about this. How would Heimdall fight Thor? His first advantage is his ability to see everything coming. Thor isn't exactly a strategic fighter, he is a brute swinging Mjolnir with devastating power, but not with precise technique. Heimdall could likely avoid his attacks for quite some time using his precognition and agility to stay ahead. Unlike Kratos, Thor doesn't use tricky weapons like the drooping spear, so Heimdall wouldn't have to deal with unpredictable projectiles or explosions. This could mean he might last longer than Kratos did, at least at first. If Heimdall could keep his distance, dodge every attack, and wait for an opening, he might be able to outlast Thor's relentless assaults. But would that be enough? Here's the problem. Heimdall has one fatal weakness, and it's not his body, it's his ego. He doesn't just believe he's unbeatable, he mocks his opponents, underestimates them, and lets his guard down. His arrogance cost him his life against Kratos, and against Thor, that will be a death sentence. Thor may be a brute, but he is also unpredictable. Unlike Kratos, he doesn't fight with controlled aggression. He is a storm, a force of chaos. Heimdall may avoid the first few attacks, but the moment he starts taunting or underestimating Thor, it's over. So does Heimdall stand a chance? Yes, at first. He would likely dodge most of Thor's initial attacks, frustrating him and making it seem like he has the upper hand. But once Thor starts attacking wildly and unpredictably, the fight shifts dramatically. Unlike Kratos, Thor isn't bound by honor or discipline. He is a berserker, a walking natural disaster. Heimdall wouldn't be able to predict every move, and one mistake is all it takes. The moment he slips up, Mjolnir lands and Heimdall's story ends. So now that we've broken down Thor's overwhelming strength and Heimdall's unmatched foresight, it's time for the ultimate question. Who would win in a one-on-one fight? At first glance, this seems like a true clash of opposites. Thor, the unstoppable force, and Heimdall, the immovable object. But when we really break it down, one of these gods has a much clearer path to victory. It's no secret that Heimdall has one of the greatest defensive abilities in all of Norse mythology, its precognition. He can literally see attacks coming before they happen, which makes him nearly impossible to hit. This is a nightmare for most opponents because it means he can counter their every move before they even throw a punch. Against a skilled warrior, that's devastating, but against Thor, that's a different story. The biggest problem for Heimdall is Thor's unpredictability. Unlike Kratos, who fights with structured combos and strategic precision, Thor fights with instincts and brute force, meaning Heimdall can't predict a set pattern. At first, Heimdall would likely dodge every strike with ease, frustrating Thor, but as the battle goes on, Thor's attacks would become faster, angrier, and more chaotic. Heimdall would have to dodge non-stop, and the longer he fights, the higher the risk of making a single mistake. Now, Heimdall isn't weak, he is a god, and he can take some punishment, but there's a difference between taking a hit from Kratos and taking a hit from Thor. Thor's hits don't just deal damage, they demolish anything in their path. Heimdall's armor may be strong, but his body isn't built for tanking massive blows. Even if Heimdall dodges 99% of Thor's attacks, it only takes one mistake for Mjolnir to connect, and if that hammer lands even once, the fight is over. Heimdall simply does not have the endurance to recover from a single clean hit. One of Heimdall's biggest weaknesses isn't physical, it's his arrogance. He loves toying with his enemies, mocking them, frustrating them, and dragging out fights. Against Kratos, this arrogance cost him dearly. Against Thor, this arrogance would be his downfall. Unlike Kratos, who might hold back or strategize, Thor doesn't waste time. If he sees an opening, he is taking it immediately. Heimdall might start out confident, effortlessly dodging Thor's attacks, but the moment Thor starts pressing harder, the pressure will mount. Heimdall isn't used to being on the defensive for extended periods. He thrives on countering and baiting opponents, but Thor doesn't take the bait. Eventually, Heimdall would realize he's running out of options, and at that moment of hesitation, Thor would capitalize. Heimdall's Bifrost-infused attacks are impressive, but they aren't designed for breaking through a god like Thor. His abilities are about wearing down opponents, not overpowering them. Thor, on the other hand, Mjolnir is an executionist weapon. It is heavy, indestructible, and infused with lightning. Unlike Heimdall's Bifrost punches, Thor's hammer is designed to end fights instantly. And let's not forget, Mjolnir doesn't just hit hard, it returns instantly. Even if Heimdall dodges the initial blow, he has to keep dodging again and again and again and again and again, never getting a chance to counter. Against a weapon that moves at lightning speed, even his foresight has limits. So who wins? It's a close, but in the end, Thor takes the victory. Heimdall's speed and precognition would let him survive for a while, but Thor's sheer power, endurance, and unpredictable attack patterns would eventually overwhelm him. One clean hit and Heimdall is done for. But the final verdict is that Thor wins. But who do you think would win? Could Heimdall actually find a way to outmaneuver the God of Thunder? Let's discuss in the comments, and if you enjoyed this battle breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon for more God of War content. Bye bye for now.